Yeah, can I improvise this? But let's go. Oh.
Let's go.
Yeah. I thought you were doing. Oh wait, the names are confusing me. The names are throwing me off. And the names and the colors. The names and the colors. God damn it!
Look, someone needs to sit down the Chinese scene and talk to them about the in-game IDs, because I don't think a single one has matched with any of them. Like, it's just shaking my head.
Here. But desovando en una esquina del mapa, desovando todo el camino en una de las esquinas de ese mapa tenemos al jugador Terran de color con suéter azul. Ay, ay, ay. Pero quién sabe que se está representado a sí mismo y realmente está comenzando a florecer. Esta noche es Blueming.
Y en la esquina inferior de la mapa luces y sombras E tenemos desafiando. Tenemos el pequeño, el fuerte, el poderoso. Tenemos el azul. No es el cuchillo, es el dragón.
¿Qué soy Nama? Ay, ay, ay.
¿Cómo se llama? No sabemos. Esto es goddamn pinche jugadores. God damn it. Get me milk. ¿A dónde está mi leche?
Mi namo es Brian.
Oh god.
¿Cómo estás?
Shout out to the people who requested that Spanish intro, by the way. It was redeemed last night during the Taiwan-Hong Kong qualifiers, but we weren't able to redeem it then because we were literally in the final game. But we whipped it out here for the first qualifying match, and oh boy, really it was just us complaining about the player names. That was that was the whole intro.
What it was. He could have at least picked the blue color. Jackie Love could have.
Yeah, like Blueming should have been blue. God
Maybe
damn
he's
it.
yellow because he's blooming, and to bloom you need sunlight. Well, that's not actually true.
Hold on.
There are some flowers that don't bloom.
Yeah, wait, like that just crossed my mind. Is he blooming? Like, is that what he actually? Is that like a play on words? Is he not actually blooming, but he's blooming?
Well, he's Jackie Love, so he's not actually blooming. So.
Oh god, shaking my head. All right, here we go. Game number one between these two. Honestly, I'm surprised by how passive these guys have been. They haven't really gone for any ultra aggression. They haven't gone for any kind of proxies out on the map. They've just kind of been chilling here, and ooh, one of our players is going for Concussive Shell.
Concussive Shell with Reacted Hellions?
Yeah.
This is new one on me, I gotta admit.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see an armory, right? Like Hellbat Marauder push. Let's go.
Oh yeah, Hellbat Marauder push, Elevator, a couple of these. Either Hellions or Marauders into the high ground as well.
Yeah, like this used to be a thing, or if he does go for it, it used to be a thing in TvT. We would see this a little bit more frequently. But we'll see if he does opt to go for something like that. I don't know if you need to go for Hellbats against a Terran player. That sounds a little bit awkward, right? But yeah, we'll see, especially since we do have Jackie Love coming across the map with this drop. Tank and 4 Marines.
Kind of a doom drop considering how early this is, but also not the most effective one. He sees the Hellions coming across the map right now from Dragon, so he immediately turns around, taking a very defensive stance.
Siege up, siege up. Oh, he does siege.
Oh, but where's the buffer? There's the buffer is going to be the answer to that question. I'm waiting for Dragon to drop directly on top of the tank, if I'm being honest. Like, drop this Marauder directly on top of the tank, try to bust it down.
Exactly. He was able to safely get back home. Meanwhile, ooh, attempted to go for a drop, but it was denied by the Viking. Well done there with his positioning, Jackie Love was.
Yeah, really well done. Now we're going into much more of a standard game. Both players want it to be aggressive,
Yeah.
but funnily enough, It's like how two negatives make a positive. Two aggressive players make for an economic opening. Two aggressive openings, shall we say?
Yeah.
Make for a macro opening.
It was very funny how that worked out. How the game started and Jackie Love was just zooming across the map with the tank, saw the army, immediately boosted back home, was like, nope, let's we gotta go. Oh god. Meanwhile, we do have this drop here. Once again, trying to sneak into the main base of Dragon, and Dragon doesn't have any kind of spotter here at all. Does have a depot though.
Yeah, a little bit forward. It really is gotta take a lot more eye power here for Dragon to notice the mini map. His armor is super far forward.
Yeah, and
his armor is super far forward. Not his armor.
It definitely is. And finally, the drop does get revealed here, and we do see immediately Dragon is looking to react, but doesn't have anything in the main.
And he does not. The Raven's now here. He can pick up a Raven.
Ooh.
That is gonna weaken the push so much here for Dragon. But they do live. One of the Ravens was forced to drop an auto turret. Unfortunately, gonna have a little bit less disables, a little bit less auto turrets that they can be used when the push happens. That's the words I was going for.
Definitely, and thankfully not a lot of worker damage was done. Didn't lose the Raven either. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse there for Dragon. Thankfully he was able to hold nicely, and so far has gotten away with this third base. Like, Jackie Love still needs to go for his own. Only just now lifting up, going to land.
And again, neither player really able to get away with the aggressive maneuvers they've been going for. But not having it backfire on them too much either. I mean, they go for a bit of a push or a bit of a drop, it gets spotted or gets deflected, and then they retreat with most of their supply.
Yeah, for the most part, they've just been bouncing off each other, you know, just kind of checking each other. No one has gone for any kind of overcommitment, which is something that's very scary in TvT. You know, very often we do talk about how position-based it is, really, and both players haven't really gone for any major risks.
I just want to have a bit of a flashback to about maybe 15 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, and I'm like, yeah, it's going to be TvT, but they're very aggressive players.
I mean, they were, to be fair.
They were.
But it was kind of, as you said earlier, two negatives make a positive, where like two aggressive plays kind of just cancel each other out and they were forced back. And now we're going to, so far, into a longer game.
They're aggressive, but they're not insane, is the thing. They know when to cut their losses, or when to avoid any there's a term here I'm thinking of here, like any fights they can't win. Let's go with that.
Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, they are very cautious. And
there we go, yes.
Yeah.
Very cautious in their aggression.
And we do see a sensor tower being thrown down. We see a fourth base on the way. So far, I love how this random one Marine is actually coming into play and actually delays the fourth.
May as well. Be a spotter, but also be a delayer, I think is the dream for lone Marines like that.
God. Jackie Love even ready for a big Doom drop that would have gone into the main base. Or at least Jackie Love being ultra defensive at the moment. And is just kind of waiting for things to finish up. You know, we have 2-2 on the way for Jackie Love. He is also ahead within the upgrades, working on this biotank style. I do love that neither player did opt to go for mech, but regardless, this is still a little bit slower.
Yeah, quite a bit. Well, I mean, neither player really wants to be caught out of position, right? None of them want to be caught with their pants down. They would much prefer to go for this sort of counterattack style, right? I'm gonna try to siege up in a position that you're likely to push into, and then once you're done with your push, I'm gonna go for my own counterattack. Or, well, yeah, that's essentially what we're seeing right now, even with Dragon pushing out.
Exactly. We have a really nice tank line here for Dragon, but he can't really move too far forward at the moment. There's a really nice defensive setup here for Jackie Love. Really, I think it's going to come down to the Raven control. Both players have one Raven, except Dragon actually has two in his army. Yeah.
Both players have one, except Dragon has two.
Exactly.
I get what you mean, though. They both have at least one massive counter harass here with these Marines coming out from Jackie Love. Takes out the tank. Can he take out the orbital? He will.
Oh my god, and they actually forced Dragon to come all the way back home with everything.
That was the type of counterattack that we wanted to see here. Look at how hard Jackie Love is. Look at how high the income advantage is right now for Jackie Love. Essentially forcing Dragon to go all in from here on out.
Oh my god.
Even takes out both Ravens.
Both Ravens made. A couple of seconds ago, he took out the Raven at the third base location, and now as he retreats, get another one. That bio push dealt so much damage. Look at how overstimmed Dragon is as well. Like, that was insane. I thought that Jackie Love had lost his mind when he just went across the map with all his Marines, but it did so much. And Dragon, what does he accomplish with his army? Just absolutely nothing.
He accomplishes stimming his Marines to red health.
He did. Oh god, the overstim, and now the armies may meet. To be fair, this is still very positional. Like, if somehow Dragon is able to catch the Yellow Terran army unsieged, then he can win the fight. He can win the engagement. It's a big if, though.
It absolutely is. To be fair, he's aware of where Blueming's army is compared to Blueming, who's a little bit more blind to the positioning of Blue Dragon. Blue Dragon's pulling a Blueming, by the way.
It's so confusing that Blueming is yellow, by the way. Oh my god. But yes, as you were saying, the entire Marine army. Oh, he snipes the Raven.
Super important here. But real good reposition coming out from Blueming. Make sure his tanks pick off enough Marines to just deter Dragon from pushing too far forward.
And even though Jackie Love has the economic advantage, which he still does have, it's kind of being lessened a little bit because Dragon was able to weather the storm, and Dragon is double expanding. And if he gets away with this double expand, then he will be able to catch up. Both players are maxed out. Like, it's going to be very difficult for Jackie Love to kind of end the game anytime soon.
My favorite part of TvT. Exactly what I like to hear when we're in a TvT. Strap yourselves in, folks, because yeah, this is really a game of positioning at this point forward. It is very much a chess match, you know. Blueming is going to try to find the, what's it called, the intercontinental, the missile gambit, question mark.
He's out, like, on the bird.
Get some nukes down.
Oh god, a bunch of the Vikings were caught out of position there by Dragon. Dragon only down to one Viking. Meanwhile, oh, we actually have a couple of workers going down to this lone Hellbat, question mark.
Huh. Couple of Marines almost taking the fire there, but was able to. Jackie Love is a bit body blocked here.
Yeah, a really awkward choke point here. Neither player really opting to clear out any of these rocks, leave them open to kind of trap their opponent. And they're just trying to find a way in. Like, if you look at the minimap, mate, you got that Venn diagram going. We have sensor towers all over the place.
I'm looking at a minimap right now, and I'm looking at the yellow dots and the blue dots go up and down and up and down.
Pretty much. Ooh, a couple of free tank shots go off. Oh, but instead he takes that opportunity to stim forward.
Or at least tries to. A lot of the Marine count has been taken out for Dragon over here. But he is able to remake that. Marines are obviously the most expendable unit you have here in a TvT. I'm surprised that Blueming isn't really utilizing his air advantage much yet. He's not getting Liberators. He's not trying to front his tanks forward.
Instead, he's focusing on Ravens. Like, I believe Corvid Reactor finished up a couple of moments ago. So instead, he is going for Mass Raven, which can work. But I 100% agree. I do think that Liberators may have been a little bit better, just because at the moment Dragon has 0 Vikings.
He's going a little bit forward here, trying to snipe some medevacs wherever he can. Does need to be careful about the Marines on the ground, though.
Yeah, and what's scary is that this position, there were only 3 tanks, right? Like, I do think Dragon is spreading himself a little bit too thin. And if Jackie Love notices this, he can like kind of collapse on one of these flanks and just take everything out.
I think he's trying to do, but he's just, as you said, not. He doesn't have enough vision on where these tanks are at. Real good pickoff here.
Ooh.
Will get a kill on that CC.
Yeah.
Completely avoiding the army of Dragon over here. Anti-armor missile lands on the vast majority of those Marines.
Oh my god, even on some of those tanks. Meanwhile, the Vikings, they're thinking about it. They're like, yo, should we land on the tanks? Like, should we do it? We'll see. Meanwhile, Jackie, he's just slowly buying his time. Also, something I just realized, look at the banks. That's crazy.
Huh.
That's insane, mate.
Yeah, one of them is a little higher than the others.
Just a little bit. Jackie Love up to almost 10k mineral bank, 5k gas bank. Goes to show just how on top of his economy he has been and how Dragon has been struggling a little bit more. It does mean that as the game goes on and as they continue to trade, Jackie Love will be coming out on top.
He absolutely will. Very slowly starting to choke Dragon out.
Ooh.
You try to throw down some auto turrets, I guess, but
Honestly, he could
conserve the Raven energy. It seems.
Meanwhile, it looks like Dragon heard you. Like, hey, that'd be a pretty good idea. Throws out his own auto turrets.
And Blueming retreats.
Ooh. Blueming, questionable decisions here. I mean, he doesn't want to get caught out. He does back off. Has to be careful not to get surrounded. Like, yo, at the moment he's surrounded by tanks. He has to be careful with his movement.
Oh yeah, there's. What is the name of those challenges where you have to balance on beam? He's on a balance beam right now, and he is picking off a couple of tanks here and there. So yeah, he's at least clearing one half of retreat. But here comes a bio coming from Blueming.
Ooh.
Oh, Dragon, sorry. The colors.
He just keeps going. Dragon just keeps on going, forces Jackie Love to unsiege and back off, fakes him out, and does double back.
Oh, trying to get us around here with the Ravens, with the tanks, with the bio. And the bio cup for Blueming here. Just about taking out the worst time to unsiege.
A couple of tanks do get taken out. Oh, he does pull back to pick them up. And the things are kind of in a weird scenario. Even though Jackie Love has Corvette reactors, like, Dragon is the one with the majority of the Ravens. Oh my
what
god.
are we watching?
Oh, but here we go with the pure amount of Ravens that Jackie Love has. He could dive in with those auto turrets. Meanwhile, it looks like the planetary will go down.
Yeah, but definitely a very costly trade here for Dragon. Losing a lot of his bioforces, just about spending his mineral bank, or not yet actually. He's not producing out of his barracks right now, Light.
Mate, the lack of auto turrets is making me upset.
It honestly is.
There were so many opportunities. He does get 2 tanks. Honestly, he could have gotten more. Like, oh god. All good. Meanwhile, I did just get updated by the admin, as it looks like the upper qualifying match did already begin. Completely understandable, especially because,
well.
I mean,
this is a TvT.
This is a long TvT. This is game 1. It makes
10:30 p.m. in China right now.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, mate. We're not going to make them wait. A best of 5 could take a very long time, so they will begin.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if I can even handle 2 best of 5s on after the other.
Yeah. Again, I was expecting to be game 3 by now.
If I'm being honest, but we are seeing Dragon start to collapse on top of this army. Finally, the Ravens are being used.
Ooh, that they are. They do disable some of these tanks, and the tanks of Dragon do fall. These tanks are so... Mate, auto turret it up, mate. Go for it.
He's disabling them one by one. He's selecting each Raven at a time. One at a time.
Puppy, please. He's barely got any Marines. Like, there's no reason not to. Just be more...
The interference matrix ran out. Like, it ran out.
It ran out. He will take down 3 tanks here, which is great, I guess. These tanks are so exposed. God damn it, man.
He just wants the Western Union income bonus.
That's what he does. That's what he wants, mate. He wants that.
Blueming wants.
Exclamation mark menu pug in the chat, by the way, if you if you want to help support the channel. Kappa. as we do have the army moving on forward. Ooh, beautiful anti-armor.
Just about every single unit covered in that Dorito dust, but enough tanks are disabled here for Dragon. Blueming finally going to take a bit of a victory here when it comes to the engagement.
That
Which,
he
I
will.
mean, he could have gone a while ago, but
And even though he lost the majority of his Ravens, he still has air superiority. He still has all these Vikings. He pushes on forward. The anti-armor missile did run out. Dragon losing a lot there. And as we can see, Dragon, he has no mineral bank.
none whatsoever. He's reducing out of every single production building, and that makes him complete flat broke.
Exactly. Meanwhile,
Look, please, you don't have to siege up every tank at a time.
Meanwhile, Jackie Love just doesn't have enough of production to spend all of his money. He just has so much of it. He's drowning in minerals and gas, and he's just pushing on forward, mates. Oh my god.
The Ravens are starting to fall. So many tanks are sieging up now. This is such a good choke point for Blueming to utilize. The supplies are evening out a bit.
They are. They are.
Blueming really needed to throw down a lot more production buildings.
Exactly. Like, Blueming is producing, but just doesn't have enough factories. I think factories is really what he's missing. Is he working off of 2 factories? Oh my god.
He's working. Yeah, he's working off 2 factories, 2 starports, and 7 barracks. I want to say 2, 4, 5 barracks. 5 barracks.
Jackie needs more production here, mates. Otherwise, it's very possible that Dragon could win a fight and then maybe keep going and win the game before Jackie Love can spend his money.
He has way more money, but he's actually producing at the same rate as Dragon right now. Dragon is broke, but still producing at the... My mind is blown right now, man. Honestly, I feel like I'm learning a lot when it comes to the TvT matchup.
You're like, you know what? I should probably make production buildings.
No. I'm gonna not make production buildings so I can get my menu pog bonus.
I just want to say, Dragon maxed out first.
He has higher army supply right now.
Oh my god.
Blueming has overtaken it. It's higher overall supply, I should say. How is it that Dragon is our first player to go into Liberators?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening anymore. We do see Jackie Love pushing on forward. Meanwhile, he's losing quite a number of Marines here as a single BC. It just cleared a mineral line.
Well, Blueming has effectively lost his income bonus. Or his income advantage,
He
rather.
has, mate. Yo, Dragon is maxed out. Jackie Love is still struggling to max out. This BC is just going ham, going for another mineral line. There are no missile turrets here at all. The planetaries can't do anything.
This does get disabled and will slowly get taken out, but yeah, it's definitely better to utilize force your opponent to waste energy like that on a BC rather than on your tanks or on your Liberators here.
Blue Dragon is he just has the better decision making. Like his production, his army composition, like he's winning these trades.
I was so certain that Jackie Love was gonna win this game map, but yeah, as we said, he does not quite have the decision making. The production is nowhere near.
Look at the supply, mate.
The level of God.
Look at the supply, mate. What's happening?
He says, "Please, Blueming."
He's making 3 starports right now.
Might as well. Might as well. That's the Terran endgame composition. It's Sky Terran, but
it is
he
Raven.
needed this 10 minutes ago.
It is Raven BC. To be fair, you're not wrong, but he needed that production to like tech switch like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago.
I'm taking down notes, I'm learning a lot, honestly.
Oh my god, so
I feel
am
like
I.
I'm feeling like I'm getting enlightened here.
I hope Carowin is okay in the chat. He's gonna end himself after this. It's not going well. Jackie Love is running out of gas, by the way. Like, he has a mineral bank, but that's kind of it. Like,
The banks are about to even out.
Mate, oh my god. Is this happening?
With the rate of income that Dragon has
Is Dragon
here.
doing this? Is he doing this? He disables a tank. There are only 2 remaining because he just doesn't have the production to produce more tanks. The army's pushing on forward. There are only Marines. Oh my god, the anti-armor missile lands on everything.
One of the best anti-armor missiles you can really get. All of these Vikings are Dorito cannon. Doesn't matter that Blueming has the higher has a higher Viking count. He's utilizing the Raven's Light!
Oh my god, that he is. The auto turrets are going down. Ooh, Jackie Love, he did catch a lot of tanks there for free, but couldn't push the advantage, couldn't press the advantage. It looks like, mate, he won something. He's going for it.
He's finally gonna do it.
I don't think he has enough. I'll be honest. The one thing going for Jackie Love is that Dragon has a lot of supply in these tanks, and they're kind of all over the place. Like, they're not where they need to be.
They absolutely are not. Good disables though on these tanks of Jackie Love, but that is not the threat right now for Dragon. It's really the bio.
Oh god, that it is, and at the moment, it looks like Jackie Love may be able to get a base here. Dragon is having a hard time engaging. Oh no, actually, could get the tanks for free. Oh my god!
Immediately, oh, he's gonna let one live, just to be nice.
Oh, what? Get back for him! Okay.
Hey! I was very worried.
Aye. Honestly, I think it's a good thing that these tanks die, just because it'll force new tanks to be made, and they'll be a part of the army control group. Like,
yeah, for real. Dragon is within 2k minerals.
He's winning, mate. He's winning, is what he's doing.
Within 2k minerals of Blueming's bank right now.
Yeah, Jackie Love has no gas income. It's literally zero gas income.
Gas.
Yeah, he can only make Marines. That's all he can do.
And Marines are pretty good, but not if they run into tanks. Thankfully, that is not what Blueming has to worry about here in the natural base of Dragon. He is about to get right on top of this production. They are going for a base trade.
Yeah.
Tank collide.
Here we go. As you said, we do have a couple of tanks in the main base, but they do get disabled. Yes, the Ravens are winning Jackie Love the game here. They're doing so well. Looks like all these Marines are going to be able to break into the main base of Dragon. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Dragon is having a bit of a harder time here. Finally, he does throw down the disable, and both of them will take down each other's mains.
Yeah, no production for either player, which, to be fair, I'm not convinced Blueming really had much production to begin with.
Mate, here we go. We have a bunch of starports here over towards the north. Meanwhile, when it comes to Jackie Love, he's literally got nothing. He's got no production outside his bases. They're trying to leave.
But they are starting to get chased down by the Vikings. There are going to be a lot of BCs for Dragon. Up to 2 for now. I definitely do still think Dragon has the better army.
Yeah.
Jackie Love has the more fortified bases. He has the more fortified income. But he's starting to mine out.
That he is. Meanwhile, you know what? Dragon is coming back home. He is coming back home. The entire army is returning to go head-to-head with Jackie Love. And
These Ravens!
Oh god, you have to be so careful with those Ravens. You have a couple of Liberators sieging up, but they do get picked off by the Vikings. The BCs, they will just barely come out in time to help out with this fight.
And BCs can definitely trade very, very efficiently against Marines. The Vikings are a massive threat right now, but one anti-armor missile, maybe 2 if they're spread out, should take too much for Dragon. Turn that around.
Exactly. Like, oh my god, Jackie Love is panicking right now. There's barely anything in production. Like, he needs to spend his, like, if he spent his minerals on Raxes, on anything, maybe he could reinforce his army, but right now this is all he has to work with. Meanwhile, as time goes on, we have more BCs coming out here for Dragon.
I feel like Blueming had to throw it under Raxes a long time ago, like.
Through factories a long time ago. He never took these gases as well. Like, there's a reason, or these gases, like, they haven't been mined at all. Like, there's a reason why he was so gas starved. Like, oh my god.
This game is pure chaos. I think I'm in love. Light.
Who are you in
love
with?
This game is pure chaos. I don't even know, and that's what worries me.
I don't know, mate. I just have love. love for StarCraft. God damn it.
This work of genius is what this game is. I want to point out that Dragon, though, he is doing such a good job of, using the minimum amount of units, using only 2 tanks here to keep Blueming back. Meanwhile, he's just banking up as much army as he can rallying them all into a much more fortified position.
I also want to remind everyone, because I saw Dally was like, how do you not like win from a 12k bank, or how do you throw?
Well, you just produce. It's the answer to that.
Also, it wasn't just a 12k bank; it was a 12k bank and a 9k gas bank.
Definitely important to keep in mind. Yeah. But I guess the answer to that is just don't have production buildings.
Yeah, exactly. Even now, like, I do think Jackie Love could be doing a little bit of a better job, like just mining the gases, throwing down factories, just throw down some factories and stop producing goddamn like and starports to get BCs, you know, like, oh god.
Well, Mass Marine in the late game, right? You want to have an elastic defense. What is he defending though?
I think it's just a matter of time. I think, honestly, Dragon could probably collapse on this army. Like, the anti-armor missile was insane. Everything was covered. Now would have been the opportune moment, but instead of the anti-armor missile does run out, he doesn't risk it.
I feel like both players, they start the series, they wanted to be super aggressive, because they are just aggressive players in general. They've evolved down to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. I worry they're being too cautious now.
They're going, puppy, going. The anti-armor missile lands on everything. Let's go. The tanks are disabled and they are being taken out by everything. There's only Marines and Vikings remaining here for Jackie Love.
And this has got to be it. The BCs come in. GG is called. And Dragon takes that game. Dragon takes game number 1. Is all I have to say. That was an enlightening TvT. You know, these, I think Wanted and it wasn't Wave, it was...
Yeah, Wave,
who was it? Wanted and Wave, was it?
Wave was the Terran.
No, the other qualifying match. Whoever's in the other qualifying match.
Yeah. Chick.
They made the right choice. Wave and Wanted and Chick. There we go.
Yeah, that was the correct choice. Definitely. For those wondering, it looks like we won't cast Wanted today. Wanted is currently playing against Chick. They could not wait for us because they have, you know, they actually have a deadline.
Very late there.
Yeah, it is getting very late, so completely understandable. We will just stick with this TvT, and mate, that was just game number 1.
That was enlightening. I'm so glad that chat is able to experience this with us. Kuro, can we get a summary of this game?
I love how
I agree with Kuro in here. I don't think you can.
I love how Phoenix is like, this is art.
It is, honestly. This is the art of TvT.
Oh god. Ay.
I love it though.
It was a lot of fun. I think what it showed was that Jackie Love in the late game can be overwhelmed sometimes. I think that's probably the best way to put it. I think there was just a lot going on and it was very difficult to really keep up with everything.
Definitely. He was doing really well in just about every other front. He was picking his battles really well. He was positioning himself very, very well. He had an insane income advantage for so long.
Mm-hmm.
He just did not have the production he needed to utilize that.
Yeah. Like, I can't believe Jackie Love lost that game. Like, Kerwin doesn't know the full story because he wasn't here at the beginning of the game. But like, Jackie Love was at such an advantage, such an economic advantage, was winning all these fights consistently. He was looking so good. But at a certain point, his army supply just kept getting lower and it just wasn't going up. It was like, what is happening? And it's not like... And he was producing from every single production building that he had. He just didn't have a lot of them.
He had literally, at certain points, like 100 times the bank that Dragon had. But because the production was the same, Dragon had just what he needed to keep up with getting army units out.
Yeah.
And that's really... man, it is honestly kind of a shame. I think that's one of the best phrases ever said. You can't take your minerals with you after the game is over. Spend it on literally anything, please. But we are going to be continuing our best of 5 qualifying match here on Oxide LE. We're in the top right hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top right hand corner. We have the yellow Terran player, not the blue Terran player, coming out for the land of China. He is going to be representing himself as well as old mate Jackie. He is a very aggressive player. He is a player who definitely knows how to macro when it comes to getting his economy in order. Just needs to keep himself, just needs to keep on top of his production a little bit more. He is Blueming.
What an intro. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Chinese Terran player. He is blue. He was able to bring it back. Someone who was able to spend his money, who was able to tech up beautifully, even though he didn't take the best fights early on. He was able to keep a cool and calm head throughout the entire game, especially in the late game. We have Dragon, aka small and strong.
Yeah, he is small yet strong, I think is what it be. Now that I think about it, oh man. I feel like that game is what we should send to Dragon Phoenix Gaming and try to convince them to pick him up. So we have Dragon Phoenix Gaming Dragon.
There we go. There we go. Of course,
I hope we get 4 more games of this.
Not to be confused with South Korean Dragon. That's a completely different Terran player.
Oh yeah.
Very, very different kind of player.
Very, very different kind of player. Different kind of person. Overall, if I had to guess.
Once again, I just want to reiterate this, mate. This is peak Chinese TvT. That's what this is. It's beautiful.
Is it? I feel like Coffee versus Time is up there when it comes to Chinese TvT.
Nah, this is better. This is Time XY, guys. You got to take note of what's going on here in this qualifying match because it's beautiful. It's amazing.
It honestly is.
Oh god, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if my brain can handle this. I've
been up for about 15 hours at this point, like.
It's been a long day of casting, been a long day of studies as well for you, for yourself, and yeah, just what a way to end it.
What a way! I'm so glad it's a public holiday tomorrow. I am not waking up for class.
Either. I am waking up at 6 a.m. tomorrow to cast, DreamHack Latin America. Let's go.
I'm so sorry.
Nah, it's okay. I'm gonna be fine. Gonna have plenty of sleep, and Ducklings is gonna be there as well to help me out. El Padrino.
Help, quote unquote.
Oh boy, but
yeah,
here
but you can definitely translate some Mandarin, I think.
Oh yeah. He'll be there. It's all good. Meanwhile, Jackie Love is coming in here with 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions, and oh god, does push on through into the natural base. But it looks like Dragon should buy enough time here. The tank comes out. Yeah, he's fine. Doesn't get into the mineral line.
Not at all.
Boy.
Yeah, a little bit of an interesting opening, definitely from Blueming here. An aggressive scout, but not really one that's meant to do a whole lot of damage. This is definitely not Coffee's Reaper Hellion build. Just, a bit of an aggressive scout, a way to really make sure that you're able to get a sense of what your opponent's doing without taking too many losses. Speaking of what your opponent's doing, Dragon's already here. He already has a tank. He's gonna siege by the mineral line.
And there's nothing here, mate. There's a single tank, 4 Marines. Like, that's not going to do anything. He has to come back home with what little Reapers he has, and just one unexpected push here by Dragon. Like, Jackie Love was not ready at all. The tank goes down.
Just like so, a couple of Marines here, still enough to provide a bit of a buffer. 10 SCVs go down. This is the opening that he wanted to do in game number 1. This time, executes it almost perfectly, I would say. So much damage.
Exactly. That was absolutely insane. Jackie Love down in workers, down almost 10 workers, and I do think the Dragon has to be careful here. I don't know if he wants. Yeah, okay. I was like, buddy, you've got an advantage. Don't throw it away, and he does back off.
Yeah, love to see it. But he is regrouping as much as he can. I do like that he's not neglecting his macro whatsoever. He is being very active on the map, trying to find opportunities as they present themselves. but he's not all in by any means.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still gonna play this out.
I do wish that because Dragon has map control right now, I do wish that he checked the other third base. It didn't really cross his mind, and because of that, honestly, he could have forced a cancel here. He would have been he would have been in a much better position. But you know, he just hasn't scouted it, he hasn't seen it, so he wasn't able to really execute that.
So you're being active on the map though. Cyclone gonna try to find whatever damage it can. The Raven continue to be annoying. Even more SCVs get picked off. I have a feeling like that this time Blueming will not have a 12k bank.
It's too soon. I don't know if I want to commit to that. Hey, we're only 6 minutes in.
It's just, we are.
Oh god. Send help.
Any direction.
Our brains are gonna be gone by the end of this series, mate. Mine's already halfway there. It's happening.
My mind was already out the window before the series started.
True. Oh boy.
My mind went out the window when I woke up this morning.
Alright, here we go. Jackie Love is moving out on the map. He has to be careful. Both players have to be careful not to be caught on siege. The Reaper does scout the army of Dragon.
And the Cyclone will get a glimpse of the army of Blueming. Gonna try to go up that ramp. Okay, he's gonna. Yeah, maybe.
Yo, those Vikings want those Ravens. Oh god, Dragon has to be so careful, especially because once again he barely has any air superiority. He doesn't have any Vikings at all.
Yeah, best he can really really do is try to bait the Vikings into Marines. That's the highest energy Raven right now for Dragon.
Yeah, he's just ignoring the army. It looks like he just wants to go across the map as they do kind of maneuver around each other.
Forces Jackie Love to siege in the middle of the map. He's
going back home.
He is going back home, and unfortunately, as you said, Dragon just is not aware of that third base location. If he can get a foothold here, though.
Oh god, the Ravens almost go down as well. The Cyclone does get a decent lock on, does whittle down the health of the Raven of Jackie Love.
Those Vikings are going for it. Those Vikings are going for it. Light. My Dragon definitely taking this very, very seriously. The Ravens actually completely run out of sight, man.
They're like, mate, we're out. We don't want to be a part of this at all. Honestly, this probably isn't the best move. They probably should be with the main army.
They're gonna be charged with desertion after this game ends.
So they just abandoned their boys, mate. They're like, wait, come back, we need you. Oh god.
Dragon does have the high ground over here, and he's trying to bait Jackie Love as much as he can, but Blueming, he does not get baited by anything.
Okay, thankfully he does turn around. God, Dragon wants to try and hit that natural base, but Jackie Love is on point with his army movements and his Vikings hunting down those Ravens.
Oh, like so, baby. Oh, the Raven of Jackie Love actually also getting very, very low. Real quick here, White, but I think
go on.
But I think my overlay randomly swapped the players.
That's been happening for me the entire day.
Really?
Yeah, just randomly, and I just keep switching it back.
Do apologize to the chat here. We'll try to keep on top of things as best we can.
I don't know what it is, but it happened to me as well.
I'm like, did I hit my desk? Did something?
Yeah, it's been flipping me out, mate. I keep thinking like, do I keep accidentally pressing X? Is that what's happening? No, it just happens. I don't know why.
The game keeps gaslighting me here. It's like, yes.
It just happened again.
The wrong player is up. Oh my god. StarCraft, please. All right, both players going for a bit of a pseudo base trade right now. We could be in for a bit of a longer one.
Jackie Love is so out of position.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, so is Dragon.
Yeah, and something that I wanted to bring up, as you were talking about that, look at the army supplies. Once again, like Jackie was kind of falling behind when it comes to the macro, and now we do see Dragon is pushing up into the main base already through the natural, and Jackie Love is struggling to even break in. Land the Vikings, puppy! Land them!
I feel like this is the exact same ending that we got to game number 1, but a lot quicker this time.
20 minutes faster. GG.
GG is called, and Blade takes game number 2 3 times quicker than he took game number 1. So match point, he is looking to qualify. We might actually be able to catch the other qualifying match if the trend continues. Oh, wait, what?
We could. We definitely could.
Oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Had a couple of issues, with, whatchamacallit. They're trying to log me out.
All good, all good. But yeah, what a game, a little bit faster, but we did see a very similar scenario where they went for the base trade. Jackie Love had fallen in terms of the army production and was starting to fall behind in supplies slowly but surely, and Dragon was able to execute it very well there. He hit the base trade a lot faster, got into the main base, and there was nothing that Jackie could do.
Once again, I think Blueming or Jackie Love was a little bit, what's the term I'm thinking of? A little bit overly cautious. He had a decent army. He could have tried to break in the natural base, but I get it though. You don't want to be going up a ramp, right? When you suspect that there's siege of tanks, you don't want to be trading too inefficiently.
Exactly. Oh boy.
But we are getting into game number 3, potentially the final map of our best of 5 qualifying matches. And oh, I am so glad with what map we're getting. We're getting it at least once a night, Light. And I think it lends itself to very interesting TvTs in particular.
Definitely. I was about to say the same thing. We just haven't had it today. It's been so unfortunate. Honestly, I don't mind this map. It's a bit of a shame that it's a TvT. I don't know if the gold base is really going to come into play, but
well, it might not, but there are plenty of proxy locations for Terran in general. I mean, let's not forget, this map gave us the legendary comeback game of Bunny versus Dream, I believe it was. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, definitely. I cannot wait. Cannot wait to see how this goes, as the players are asking for 1 minute, which I don't blame whatsoever. Do need a little bit of a break to get some water. Never mind, they said 1 minute, it was 10 seconds. Let's go.
Well, I think time moves differently.
It's true, time zones.
It's based on time zones, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's true.
I use that 10 seconds to finish up my turmeric coffee.
Ah, nice. I'm gonna take a sip of tea.
I have nothing but water left. I like it when I get to the end of the turmeric coffee, you know, because I also have some cinnamon and nutmeg in there. I get a little bit of something to chew on, a little bit of texture.
Exactly.
Alrighty then, we are going to be continuing our series, our qualifying match here on... I almost said Oxide again. That's how often that map has showed up in tonight's broadcast. On Blackburn, actually. LE, we're in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the yellow Terran player coming out from the land of China. He has to win this map, and then the map after that, and then the map after that to qualify for the closed qualifiers here. If not, then he has to come back in 2 days. It's been a very long-fought tournament, a very hard-fought run for him. Hopefully it doesn't end anticlimactically. He is the yellow Terran player. You know him as Jackie Love. We know him as Blueming.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Chinese Terran player. He is blue. You may know him as Blade. We know him as Dragon. Or small and strong.
Yeah, the small yet strong. Which, funnily enough, I think in some stories, I don't remember which culture it was, but there's some like East Asian cultures where they consider snakes to literally just be small dragons. That's why the snake comes immediately after the dragon in the zodiac, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah, there you go. Open out that lore.
I think what was really cool though is that there are some Southeast Asian cultures. I think Thailand, they have this, instead of a dragon in the zodiac, it's actually a naga.
Ah, like a sea serpent.
Yeah, a humanoid sea serpent.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And we'll see what Dragon takes after, you know. Is he a sea serpent? Is he a snake? Is he a dwarf?
Or is he a dragon? Oh, what kind of dragon as well, then? It's apparently there are multiple types. You could be a Hydra, but Hydra ain't playing, so.
It's true, he's not. Feels bad, man. He's too busy running his bar.
He is. 2 Rex Reaper coming up from Blueming. And he's just continuing to pump them out.
He's not stopping with the Reapers, mate. He's slowly banking them up. I love this. Like, this is like a Hail Mary play. He's on match point. Like, Dragon needs one more win and he qualifies. Meanwhile, if Jackie Love messes up once more, he's out of the tournament, out of the qualifier. We'll have to come back in the second rendition of this. So he is risking a lot right now going for this Mass Reaper style.
And he is, again, still doing this a little bit more cautiously, I would say, though. He isn't going for any sort of Reaper scouts. He wants to make sure that when he hits, he has the most amount of army supply available to him. He wants to be able to hit with literally every unit he produced in this game. But on the opposite end of that, you know, that also gives Dragon plenty of time to set up defenses. He doesn't know what's coming his way, but he's still setting himself up defensively regardless.
Yeah.
A lot of Reapers, though.
That's
Never
what I mean.
underestimate KD8 charge.
Like, that's what I'm worried about right now, because Dragon hasn't scouted anything. He doesn't know the danger that he is in right now. He has 1 bunker on the low ground, which is great, I guess. He does have 1 Cyclone. The Cyclone is so important right now, but he's only got 2 Marines. Like, he really does have barely any defense.
He can totally bypass the bunker, too, with the amount of supply he's got. Basically, this, again, just playing this out a lot more safe.
There's only 1 Cyclone.
Cyclone and the Reaper. Yeah, the Cyclone and the Reaper are here, but the slow zone will help out quite a bit. Cyclone comes in to kite, and the SCVs get pulled.
Yeah,
a little bit of damage being done. Nowhere near enough.
And honestly, like, that was amazing reaction time there with that Cyclone. Like, immediately, as soon as the Reapers revealed themselves, he pulled back with that Cyclone, locked on, took down the Reaper. And honestly, this has been a beautiful defense by Dragon. And Jackie Love, as you said, he just hasn't dealt enough damage.
He's gonna try to get more done. He's getting that Banshee. He's getting that Cloak on the way, but...
Oh my god.
I mean, Dragon is just so solid right now.
Yeah, like, the risk with going for Cloak Banshees in a TvT is that Ravens are so common, right? Like, we've seen Ravens every single game. It's already going to pop out. We have a Viking, we have a Cyclone, like, Dragon should be fine.
You say should, I say will.
Yeah.
He will be more than fine. Cloak is not going to finish up before this Raven gets out. Again, the Viking's already there.
Viking's already there. It looks like Jackie Love is waiting for his second Banshee before he moves out with Cloak, which means he will be able to one-shot workers, and that's what it's going to be about. Like, how many workers can he kill before he gets cleaned up?
I think he knows it's a bit of a suicide. It's a bit of a suicide run with those Banshees, so he just needs to make sure he gets as much as possible, and you kind of need double Banshees to do that.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be going in, trickling in one at a time. He'll be a madman, and this is also another option if he just moves out with Banshees as a part of his main army and just tries to break his opponent.
That's honestly not a terrible idea. You know,
true.
You can use the Banshees to try to pick off tanks on the high ground or what have you, or even just to have some high ground vision, right? When you cloak them up, almost like an observer in that regard. Yeah,
I guess so. Like, there are definitely other uses for them, and maybe that's the better use for those Banshees, especially because of like the insane defensive setup that Dragon has. You know, maybe it's not worth going for the mineral line. Maybe they're better off with your main army. At the moment, you know, they are. Oh god, the Reapers catch the army moving out.
Yeah, and he's trying to meet them in the middle of the map. Blueming has the information advantage. He knows exactly what's coming his way. And he's honestly a little bit intimidated.
Yeah, but you know what? The main army is out on the map. That means the Ravens, the Cyclone, and the Viking are not at home to defend against the Banshees. Yeah,
no missile turrets either.
Oh,
Dragon definitely cutting a couple of corners here. That's some pretty decent damage.
Yeah, 7 workers going down to 2 Banshees, and the Banshees are still alive. That was really well done there by Jackie.
Alright, and already the damage is kind of neutralized.
Oh no, cancel, puppy, please. He dives back in with these banshees. It looks like they will get more damage done. This is damage that he needs to get done. Meanwhile, free tank. Oh god, add Medivacs. Mate, we're here again. Base trade.
And I think if we're following the trend, I think, well, yeah, alright, if we're following the trend, we know this is gonna end up. The bunker will stand. GG is called, and Dragon sweeps his competition. He is your first player to qualify. Well, I say first player, but I don't know about that. A really, really good run coming out from both of our players here. Blueming, he was blooming throughout the entire tournament, but in the end, fortunately, the team seems to be not as well versed in TvT as his opponent. I think it's a qualifying match. If he was up against just about any other player here, I honestly think Blueming had a very good chance of qualifying tonight. But unfortunately, drew a bit of a short end of the bracket. Will have to come back on Friday. Congratulations to Dragon, qualifying for that close qualifier.
Yeah, GG, well played. That was really well fought, especially game number 1, because Dragon was losing that game in the first like 10-15 minutes. Like, oh my god, Jackie Love Blueming was doing so well, and oh boy, very well played.
Exactly. Coming out from Dragon. I mean, I feel like both players mechanically they're pretty dang good, but what really sets them apart is, at least when it comes to TvT, what really sets them apart is Dragon's decision making, Dragon's just his understanding of the race. He knows, he's much more familiar with what he's able to get away with compared to Blueming, who was being a little bit indecisive at times, being a little bit more overly cautious at times. And in the end, it really shows.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was very impressive play there, and GG, well played. We do have our first qualifying player. I did see Wanted and Chick were out of game. It looks like they may have started though, so it's going to be very difficult to catch them mid-series, and it may not be worth it. So it's a bit of a shame. I would have loved to
wait this entire time and the series already ends.
Exactly. I would have loved to have casted some of Wanted today, but it looks like it may not happen.
I wanted him. I wanted him like how I wanted Owo to touch us. Emotionally.
Man, you need to go to bed.
I'm gonna go walk to process the TvT we just saw.
Oh boy. But yeah, that was an insane series, by the way. That was insane. That was intense.
It honestly was.
Yeah.
A very long game number 1 and two very quick follow-ups.
They were. Just GG, well played. Congratulations to Dragon once again, aka Blade, and I can't wait to see more of him. I would love to see how he does against some of these other players, other well-known players like Time, like XY, even Coffee.
You say even Coffee, I say especially Coffee. Let's see what Dragon's understanding of the Terran race, how Dragon's understanding of the Terran race clashes with Coffee's utter chaos. Can Dragon bring order? I think it's gonna be the big question.
That is the big question of the night, and I did just get confirmation. Wanted and Shake, they are mid-series, so they are going to just finish up, and we'll leave them to it, and we are done for the night.
Woo!
We made it.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, surprisingly, mate. Surprisingly. Since we are done, I am just going to quickly show on the screen right now the invited players. Just to reiterate, invited for the main event for China, for the DreamHack China, is Cyan, Jaishi, Time, and XY. Invited to the closed qualifier is Coffee, Firefly, Maxed, and Silky. So only one Zerg player there in that closed qualifier, invited period. So hopefully we'll see if another joins him obviously Dragon will be joining those players among those closed qualifiers, and either Wanted or Chick.
One or the other. We could have a lot of Terra players qualify. It's gonna be. It's definitely gonna be unwanted here to carry the Zerg torch alive a bit. I got races right?
Yeah, you did.
I had a 50-50 shot. I had a 50-50 shot, and you wanted them playing the Zerg.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Oh boy, and we are done for the evening. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to the broadcast. We will be live in, oh my god, how many hours? 7 hours? 8?
7.
Yeah, 7 to 8 hours.
7 hours 40 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, with the Latin America qualifier #1 of DreamHack, and then that would finally have casted every single first qualifier for the DreamHack regionals. Never mind, except for Oceania. I just realized that's on Friday.
Yeah, Oceania's Friday.
Yeah,
Or,
it is.
I guess not so much Oceania, more of Southeast Asia, rest of Asia, because of course a lot of the ANZ players are going to be qualifying through ANZ champs, right?
No, they will be playing.
Okay, never mind.
ANZ champs is completely separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
My brain may still think it's 2020.
That is how it worked in 2020. So yes, we saw plenty of StarCraft here on this channel. Meanwhile, thank you so much, Garboham, for subscribing 13 months in a row. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. Oh, and we have
the exact right time, buddy.
Yeah. As we end the broadcast, thank you so much, Yaku. Do you have any final words before we head off?
Ait Mubarak, Salamat Hari Raya for all those who celebrate. It is the end of Ramadan.
It is. Tomorrow is a public holiday for Singapore and for a number of other countries. So again, we could stay up late a little bit longer for that. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys in 7 hours.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. Ciao.
Bella.